Hello, everyone. Patriot 5, Patriot 6 here on Monday night, the week, the Monday before um, 4th of July, which is supposed to be the greatest day in the history of the United States since 1776, 4th of July. Janet, I just said hi to you. Actually, when you was the only one on twice, I had said hi, Janet, and I forgot to send it. So there it is. Guys, there's information out there, some that we can't talk about, some that we can talk about. But the bottom line here comes into the fact that we're going to try to put together some kind of a show tonight. I'm going to get through it as quick as I can because the heat here is overwhelming and the lights are flickering, and I don't want to be in the middle of a show and have the electricity come out. It's in the high 90s here right now at 7 o'clock at night. Ron and me and Julia and Masha were talking today, and it's very hot there right now. I think they tried to drown this out. I really do. Guys, I don't know where you're at, Janet and Bill and Cindy Merger, and is that Myrna? I think. Bill Woods, Papa G, Joe Phillips, Lynn. I don't know where everybody's at, but here in our area, we have had so much rain. I mean, if we got even a remote part of a decent day, it was going to end in a thunderstorm. And last night, I went home from Ron's. I watched the sports news at 10 o'clock, and I went home at 10:30. By the time I got home, I looked, and it was the most beautiful. Did anybody look at the moon last night? Bill Woods, Papa G, Lynn, Joe Phillips. It was the most beautiful moon I've seen in a long, long time. So I walked down to the corner where the street light wouldn't bother me, and I took a picture of myself with the moon in the back to send to Julia. And she goes, "Oh, my God, that's the best picture you've taken in a long time." Now, I don't know if that meant good things or bad things. I have to talk to her tonight when I send her a letter. But, the moon was just so beautiful. And so many of us miss the beauty of our world right in front of us. In the spring, when the flowers come out, when the trees come back to life from being dead all winter long, the beauty that we have is unbelievable. And she opened my eyes to that. But I told that story because later in the evening, I couldn't sleep. It was hot. I refused to turn my air conditioner on just to go to bed. So I couldn't sleep. I walked out on my porch, and we got one of these chairs that, you take when you go to sports events and that. But this one's a rocker. And I was talking to my son. My son said, "We need to just get regular rockers out here." And I said, "Why?" A regular wood rocker is more expensive than these. These you can fold up and take with you. So why would you want to get a regular rocker? And he said, "Yeah, you're right." So I'm out there and I'm just looking. And I wanted to go over to the edge of my porch and see what the moonlight looked like. There was no moon, guys. It had got so cloudy. There was no moon. In a matter of an hour and a half, or 2 hours, it went from the most beautiful moon to where there was nothing. No stars. There was 1,000 stars out last night. And that's something that Julia and me, play things too about 1,000 stars in the sky. It's a song, and I showed Joe Phillips and, Karen and David. I'm sure you guys know that song. Well, let me get into the music and the pledge, and then I'll come back, talk to the kids. We have a new kid back tonight. I'll talk about that. And we'll just do the best we can do in the show, and, we'll get what we can get. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for start again. Just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I still stand. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I'm ready to stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no time left to stand. God bless the USA. Next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no
God bless America. God bless the USA. And I do, and I still, does anybody here, Ian, Bell, and Cindy, does anybody here have the same problem I do? You have the problem that you have these people who, they don't want to God bless the USA. They want to leave. So I think one of the things I'm going to do when I go to the Redemption Center, I think one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to tell them, maybe in a jokingly mood to show that I can handle the pressure, that I can be what I want to be anytime. But we need to start, Bill Woods, Cindy, Ian, Janet, Papa G. We need to start and do a project for these people that don't like our country. When they say, I'm leaving America, if 45-47 stays president, well, he's not going to. He's going to stay king. And Junior's going to come in as the president. So when they say that, we could just say, okay, tell us your address. We'll pick you up, have your bags packed. We'll buy your airline ticket to wherever you want to go and get the hell out of our country. Isn't that something that would work? I'm sick and tired of people coming over. And I'm going to mention someone, and it's baseball related. And everybody says this man is the greatest baseball player ever. Shoto Ohtani. And he's a good ball player. He's a great ball. No, he's a great hitter. And this year he's even a great pitcher. But they had to change the rules for him to be great. What would Babe Ruth been if he could have stayed pitching all his career? In 4 years of pitching, he won 70 games. In 4 years of pitching, Shohei Ohtani's won about 25. But, he's better than Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth hit balls that you had to crush to get out of a stadium. Shohei Ohtani gets to hit a brand new ball on every pitch. And I'm sick and tired of people coming to our country, and we have to change rules because if we don't, he won't come and play. We'll send his ass back home. Now, there's a guy on the White Sox from the same country, and he was willing to give up $10 million a year because he wanted to play for the White Sox. He had an offer of $20 million a year more to play for another team. And Shohei Ohtani, he also takes, and he's only taken part of his payment. So they can pay him all of this all at one lump sum when he goes home, and he don't have to pay taxes on it. These freaking people are so damn greedy. Go back and play ball like Pete Rose used to, where it was Charlie Hustle, where Davey Concepcion, Pete Ward. And you guys don't even know who Pete Ward is. Go back and play like they used to play for the love of the game. And when I talk about the love of the game, that's a great movie if you haven't seen it. Once again, Kevin Costner does an excellent job. But he also does a great job in Field of Dreams. If he builds it, they will come. And that's what we're going to do for the kids. I'm going to get into that, but I want to talk to the kids. And I mentioned earlier, guys, that we got one of our kids back. I don't know if you guys go into Telegram and realize that Jimmy wasn't on for almost a week. And I was sending messages to his dad, trying to find out what's going on. Nothing was happening. Come to find out, they have been getting such terrible weather. They had no internet for 4 or 5 days. Jimmy's back on Telegram today. Him and Stickman, they filled up the page. They had their conversation. But, this family has endured so much. And now Sarah, would have been the daughter-in-law of Jim and the sister-in-law of Jimmy. She's living with him now. She's expecting twins, a boy and a girl. Jim's father-in-law, who he calls dad anyway, he's fighting, just got through triple bypass and still isn't 100%. So that being said, just keep your prayers for Jimmy and his family. And welcome back, Jimmy. Seeing you back on the thing, talking to your dad. I hope your dad wants to continue talking more. But guys, when you get close to somebody and they disappear and you have no way to contact them, I'm sending message after message and no contact. I don't know that they're going through bad things, right, Bill Woods and Sarita on? Good to see you. Jerry Wells is here. Janet, boy, we have weather Friday. I didn't meditate. I told him we need rain. But anyway, Larry's talking about the weather and that. But God, I'm going to get through the kids. I'm going to talk more about the weather because I was into that a little bit. Patriot 11, I'm sure you're riding your horses and getting ready for Uncle Ralph to get this money and we get this project where we get this ranch and you can teach all of us how to horseback ride. I'm sure Grandpa will get involved because I've seen Grandpa ride and he's pretty good too. And that's what's great when we all work together. Hi, Tony. 93, last I seen it was 94 here. But I don't mind the heat. I mean, I'm roasting like a sweating pig right now. Cindy's on, and Cindy has a call after my call tonight. It's something about a product with frequency, and the lady wants to talk to you about it. If you want to go to it, Cindy's on, ask her for the link. I'm not going to promote it, guys, because I promise you I'd never promote a network marketing program. And even though Cindy is only in it, she's not promoting it. She just wants people to know. So I told her I would mention it. I will go on. I will listen to what the lady has to say. But my feelings is, and number one, I don't have the money to get involved with something, a product in that right now. I don't have a car. I need a car before I need to worry about frequencies. But we are so close, and I'm going to talk about that. Patriot, Wyatt Earp, Patriot Karate Kid, Just keep doing what you do. Be kids. Man, I tell you, when I've talked to you a couple times on the phone, it was so much fun because you were kids. You had you were giggling because, hey, guys, listen to this now. David and Joseph and Bobo and Papa G, Soretta, they were so giddy because they got the opportunity to talk to someone so famous as Patriot 5. Do you know how that makes a man feel? When kids literally look up to you like that? I can remember going back, guys, when I did my first video. Huh? Okay. When I did my first video, and I said to God, if I touch one person, it's a success, and I've touched a lot more than one. But listen to them two boys being so happy because they got to talk to me. I can remember we used to have a young boy on here named Josh. And we got him involved in, we called him Smiley, Patriot Smiley. And I remember that young boy, he was, guys, do you guys remember when he come on the show and he got everybody to smile and he was so happy? And that's what it's about. We're building this for the kids. Patriot number 3. Janice, favorite number 3. Patriot Princess, our queen, and her brother, Patriot Hunter. Tremendous, unbelievable, beautiful little girl and handsome young boy. And then you got Patriot Stickman's kids in grandkids in Bugs, Boogaloo, Boogaroo, and Boogie. And also his 18-year-old son who just graduated high school. And I'm so proud of Stickman for going to the graduation. And I'm not going to go into details, but I'm so proud of John doing that. Patriot Little Leona and Little Elan. I don't know. I'm going to have to give Mike a message and say, hey, what the heck's going on? I haven't got a picture of Leona in so long. She probably dating by now. Nah, just joking. Patriot Lelan. I did a couple weeks ago get a chance to talk to her grandma. Her grandma is a young girl that, even though she wasn't family because my stupid cousin never would marry her mom, she was more family to us than a lot of our family. You know, going through this, John, going through this, Bobo, Bill Woods, Papa G, Joe Phillips, Jeffrey, David, Janet, all of the things that we're going through. Isn't it funny how sometimes you guys in the chat room here, you probably feel closer to people here than you know your own family. Now, kids, I just went Saturday night. I went to Patriot Small Gymnast 6th birthday party. And I went to it, and there was only a couple people of my family. My brother walked away and never said hi. My sister-in-law walked away and never said hi. My niece walked away and never said hi. My other niece walked away and never said hi. My nephew did wave at me. Hey, Uncle Ralph. No. But then other people who are just parents of my grandkids as friends, they're coming up to me. Hey, Ralph, how you doing? Hey, shaking my hand. Hey, you want something? You want me to get you something? You going to go swimming? Just being cordial as cordial can be. And I got talking kids to this one lady. She has 7 kids and she's raising them by herself. And we got talking about how things aren't fair in America because certain people can get everything they want and other people struggle. But, she doesn't let it get her down. She goes to work every day. She takes care of her kids every day. And I got to meet 5 of her kids. And they're the most polite, unbelievable, greatest kids you'll ever want to meet. Now, guys, this lady is only in her upper 30s, and she got 7 kids. And I looked at her and I said, would you ever think about having any more? Now, I normally would ask that question if I was drinking and drunk. I didn't have a thing to drink that night because I don't have a car to drive. My daughter was going to let me use her car, and I'm not going to drink and drive somebody else's car. If it's mine and something happens, Larry Smith and Bill Woods and Joe Phillips, Robert Ford. Good to see you, Robert. I think I owe you an email, Robert, so I'll just say hi to you now, and I'll get to you as soon as I can. Boy, it's hotter than a Wells. But anyway, Patriot Super Gymnast. She was happy Saturday. Happy in a way that it's over. We get 3 or 4 weeks of over. And what I mean, His Patriot super gymnast looked at me and says, "Oh, finally, Papa." She was referring to Patriot Sevens baseball. He lost 2 games Saturday. The first game they shouldn't have lost, but the coach gave up on it before it started. He could have started the best pitcher in the league. Instead, he started the worst. Just so happened that pitcher happened to be his son, and we didn't stand a chance. And, he's the coach. You got to go by his decision. The second game, the kids had to play at 8 o'clock in the morning and then again started the second game in this heat before noon. Now, when I was a kid, when you was a kid, Jeffrey, Bill Woods, Papa G, Stickman, Robert, when we were kids, I played baseball. I didn't care what the heat was. I played baseball from sun up to sundown. And if I could play in the dark, I would have. But kids today is, it's too hot. Come on, it's too hot. And the kids did falter. You could tell towards the end of the second game, it had gotten really hot, and you could tell that they were struggling. That plus the fact that almost every kid on the team knew that they was going to my granddaughter, Patriot little gymnast, birthday party, and the birthday party was held where the town swimming pool is, and they knew they get to swim all night long. But they lost, but super gymnast looked at me and says, finally, we don't have to go to a ball game 2 and 3 times a week. And it got overwhelming because first you had the season and he was playing 2 and 3 times a week. Then you had the league tournament and they did okay in that. But they were playing 2 or 3 times before they got eliminated. And then on a Saturday, hot, 85 degrees already at 8 o'clock in the morning. In the 90s by the time they played at noon. And people was like, they was just done. I had someone look at me and say, I love them. But I'm kind of glad if they do lose this because we get 3 weeks off before football practice starts. And then we get another 3 weeks before football starts. And sometimes kids, you can just do too much, Gary, Ian, Michael James. Patriot Small Hank. He was in a parade yesterday for his karate. He's doing very well in it. He broke the board. I worked with him and I got it out of his head not to be afraid. It wasn't going to hurt him. And he went and he did what he needed to do. And he broke his board and he's going to get his new color belt, which is very, very important to him. And Patriot Kira, as I told you the other day, we've nicknamed her Henrietta so she can be called Tiny Hank because she couldn't understand why I'm Grandpa Hank and her brother is Small Hank, and she wanted to be a Hank, so we had to rename her Henrietta. And when she says Henrietta, it is just so cute. That concludes tonight's version of the kids. Remember, kids, this video is not made for you. You can watch it under the permission of your parents, grandparents, our legal guardians. The music I played tonight is for entertainment purposes only. It's kind of our theme song. We have no legal rights to it. And there could be something I played tonight. You might recognize the voice, but you might want to hear it. So that concludes everything. Now we'll get into the grown-up section. And kids, you can watch this if your parent says it's okay, your grandparents or your legal guardians, because it is not meant for you. I'm trying to make sure I really cover this because I really don't want to get in trouble. We went a long time without getting in trouble. Texas Snake is saying, well, folks, the banks are very excited. The banks should be very, very prosperous, very, very excited, and very, very open. But not only should the banks, but Texas Snake is saying that it looks good for revaluation of Tier 4B. Now, Wolverine had a video the other night up, and he was on with another gentleman. And in his video, he talked about certain things, and he went to questions and answers. And one of the questions that was asked by Wolverine from a guy was, Wolverine, when I go to the Redemption Center, what paper should I ask for? And Wolverine says, I don't understand what you mean. And he said, well, when I go there, how can I prove to places when I go to buy something that the money's there. If I go there and I write a check, how can I prove it? Well, we've been told already this is something I think is, and I'm not sure about this, guys. It's an SKR or something like that. And I'm not going to even call it a name. I know you go there, you ask, I know there's a paper that when you go someplace and you pay for something, it doesn't matter if it's $1 million. You hand them this paper and it will say right there, right then, right now, that whatever amount of money is written on this account is covered. It's good. And there's a couple other papers that I've heard that you can ask for. But when this guy asked Wolverine a question, Wolverine says, I don't understand what you're talking about. Why would you need papers? You have your quantum financial account. That's not the point. People don't know how much money is in your account. My thing is very simple. You don't write a check. Ba-bing, ba-bang. You go in there, say, I want a new truck. Or I want a new car, $50,000 for the new car. I don't have a car, so I'm dreaming big. And when I get it all written up, I look at him and I say, now what will you give me this car for if I pay cash right now? Huh? We don't have to finance? Nope. All we got to do is sign the paper that it's paid. Chances are you're going to get it a little cheaper. But even if you don't, you just hand them your quantum card, your debit card, credit card, whichever it's called. You hand it to them. You're done. You can also have that paper there and says anything charged on this account is 100% covered. Today, coming down to Ron's to have lunch, I was walking. Got to walk because I don't have a car. But I was walking down here and my niece stopped me. She was in her golf cart. Hey, you want to ride? It seems like every time I walk down here, she doesn't understand I need to get my steps in to get my mileage in and to do what I'm going to do. And I said, no, I'm walking down Uncle Ron's. And I stood there in the heat on an asphalt road, sweating my, off as she kept talking. She's the kind of niece that, but she's one that will talk about this. She's one that believes in this. So I told her, I said, 4th of July, if I've already been to the center, if I've already made arrangements to the center, you're not going to hear me talking much 4th of July. And I said, I'm probably going to not be able to drink because I don't want to be a chatty Cathy. And I said, but if you hear me, or if I come up to you and I say these words right here, Buddy Holly is alive. I was a big fan of Buddy Holly. This is the same thing I've said to Julia. If I write her and tell her Buddy Holly is alive, she knows that chances are we're not going to be talking for a few days. And if we do, we cannot talk anything about what's going on. So if you hear me say that, don't ask me about what's going on. Go to your family and say, hey, Uncle Ralph just said code words that he can't talk, so don't ask him. If you ask him, he's going to leave and you're going to ruin his and our 4th of July. So guys, if you're going to do something, Ian and David and Janet and Bill, Jeffrey and Carrie, Papa G, Kevin, Joe Phillips, if you're going to do something on this holiday and you know what's going on and you have got your information, or if by chance they are telling the truth this time and we go to the Redemption Center, you have to go there. If you're going to get with family, don't let it out of the bag. Personally, I thought we were going to a new world. I thought we was going to a world of freedom, that we were going to go back to freedom of speech. And I know that they're worried about us, but to be able to tell us, if you're under an NDA, and you're doing things and saying things, they can take everything from you. What is the difference there? They giveth, and they taketh away. That's not right. People have lived poor for so long. Now they get a little something. And if they make a mistake and say something, they're going to take it away. That's not right at all, guys. But I truthfully think that everything, Larry Smith, that's a good thing. Larry said he should have invested in handcuffs and badges. That might have made a little money. Well, that's the whole thing. Everything is falling into place. And you know, there's going to be people on the show tonight, or there's going to be people coming up that they're just in a situation where, why? And I ask the same question. Why are we where we're at? Why are we doing what we're doing? Why are we going through what we're going through? Kevin, Papa G, I'm sick of the crap. Yes. Kevin, you couldn't have said it any better. I mean, you could have said it better, but there's some kids on the show, because instead of crap, you could have said the real term, but thank you for keeping it clean. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Kevin, don't be sick of the life. Just take a deep breath and know that it's going to get better. I look at it this way. Can it get any worse? Yes, it can. You know, I've told you guys, my car went out. I have nothing to drive. When I go someplace, I walk. And in this heat, it gets a little warm. But I still got a roof over my head. I still have food to eat. And I was talking to Cindy today. And when Cindy was telling me about this program tonight that she wants me to check out, I said, Cindy, this is network marketing. Well, no, it's yeah, you know, and I'm not getting down Cindy, because she believes Cindy is just in it for the product, but her sponsor is in it to build it. You know, if you build it, they will come. And I promised you guys a long time ago, I would never bring anything. I am a seasoned network marketer. As I told Cindy on 9/11, I stayed up all night with about 30 people. We were chatting all night long. We couldn't wait, because a program was supposed to open up called Going Platinum. And this was going to be internet service worldwide for $19.95. You could talk to anybody anywhere. You would have internet service worldwide for $19.95. And over 60,000 people had signed up. And then 9/11 happened, and the owner just took off and went. 60,000 people. I would have been a very wealthy man. Over a third of them was under Ron. Some of them was under my two kids as a partnership, and the other ones was under my brother. We had people 20 levels deep. And then it happened. And I can remember 9/11 like it was yesterday. Someone said, oh my God, turn on your TV. They just went into the tower. And I turned it on, and bam, just as I turned it on, right into the tower. I didn't realize it was the second one. Then I didn't realize until many years later how phony it was. That how a man who was called the president of what country, the greatest country in the world, could have the stones between his legs to do something like that to his own people, just for greed, and blame it on someone else. Do you guys remember that day? How terrible it was? That night, all they was playing on TV was that you couldn't watch nothing really. Sports was suspended. Everything was done. And that night I went out, and on my outside around my house, I have a large deck, DECK, for you naughty people. And I have a large deck, and I was standing out there, reclining in my reclining chair. And I was looking up in the sky. There was a few stars, but it just felt like we was in the twilight zone, like there was nothing. And then all of a sudden, I seen an airplane, a jet. And I ran to the house, and I screamed, and I said to my ex-wife, and I screamed to my kids, get out here, come here. And they come out and looked. And what it was actually the president's plane going to safety, coming right over my house. I thought that was pretty cool when I found out what it was. But for a person that was elected by the people of the United States of America to do what they did. And then I got in an argument the other day. Some people was talking to me told me I didn't know what I was talking about what happened that day? And I said, what happened to the plane? What happened? As the guy on that one show used to say, deplane, deplane. What happened to deplanes? What happened to the people who died in the crash? Nothing, because it didn't exist. How can you hit a building up at the top, right at the top of the building, and the explosion take place 20 floors below? They literally sacrificed our people the way they sacrificed our people in Vietnam, because he was also running a big drug smuggling, and he didn't want it to end because that was making him money. Oh, did you hear the other day? They uncovered in 3 different spots the machines to make our currency that people had put together. I thought that was against the law, but I guess if you're high up, nothing's against the law. Now, the handcuffs and the badges, yeah, that would have been a great investment, because now they're all going down. The 4th of July, is it going to be the greatest 4th of July ever, where we see all of the explosions, the beautiful colors? Or is the 4th of July, all the explosions going to be the cells closing behind these terrible people, that we're going to turn this into the greatest day ever? It already should be the greatest day ever, the 4th of July in our history. But now we're going back to our history, not the made-up history from the cabal who ruined our country or tried to. We now, as DJ T 4547 says, we have the greatest military force. When they want something to happen, you know, the war in them 2 countries that's still going, one of the countries where Julia lives, the war in that, it just keeps going on and on and on. Isn't it funny? You never heard a thing about that war until recently. And now you can't go to Google that you don't see where the Ukraine is sending these, whatever, these drones, and just tearing up Russia. I watched a video today with Putin. And in it, he says they're literally taking control. So they're taking control, and your only weapon is to end it. End it. Because it's already over, guys. This is just show. This is just song and dance. Believe me, I've talked to Julia. She has not heard one thing boom in about 3 months. Nobody is dying. A gentleman, a friend of hers, just got drafted into the military. We were told today, don't worry about him. He's going to be in a very safe place. Yeah, he's going to be in a very safe place because it's over, guys. But 4547 wants to play this out. Now, everybody is saying, Bill Woods and David Duffy and Joe Phillips, Kevin and Gary, boy, you guys have been with me a long time. Everybody that I just mentioned, Janet, you guys have been with me a long time, Papa G, and I thank you for that, for being with Ron and me. And I know maybe tonight isn't the information that you want, but what information is out there? There's not much out there. People aren't talking. I watched Wolverine the other day, listened to Wolverine the other day, and he said that, he's about ready to get paid. So I'm wondering, am I going to get paid? Them golden dragon bonds that he's saying that he's going to get paid on, I got 240 of them, me and Ron do. So are we going to get the notification first? But he says, when I get that, I won't be able to come on and talk like this. I'll be under an NDA. Kevin, Janet, Bill Woods, David, Joe, Gary, how many NDAs has Wolverine been under? And I like the man, don't get me wrong.
He said 2.
Huh?
He said 2 the other day.
He said 2 the other day, but I know he said he's been under at least 7 or 8. And if you ever notice, here, let's play a little game. They said the other day that Venezuela, and have mercy on them, they went through this terrible earthquake. But Venezuela is going to become, now listen, Kevin, Papa G, Cindy, they said that Venezuela is going to become the 56th state of the United States of America. 56. We only have 50 now. We've talked about Canada. We've talked about Australia and New Zealand, Mexico. But who's the other one? Now, We all know about the World Cup going on, guys. And me and Ron were talking last night. On the 4th of July, if everything goes correct and they don't get knocked out, if everything goes correct on the 4th of July, you can't make this stuff up, Papa G, Cindy and David. On the 4th of July, the United States would be playing England. Are we not only breaking away from that 250 years ago? Are we not only breaking away and becoming the greatest country in the world until certain people tried to put us back under their control because they can make so much money and they didn't care about the people of the United States? But are we going to bring them in as the 55th state? And as Ron just said about Venezuela, with everything they went through, to help them out might be a great way for a project. I'm just saying, there's so many things out there. People are so concerned. Wolverine has also started up a site for humanitarian projects only. And I went in there the other day and some guy was using that word that rhymes with duck, you know? And I was the second person to join this group. And the first person comes out with his project, and it was the exact same project that I want to do with the kids. So I got talking to this gentleman before other people joined. And I've given him my ideas, and he's given me his. But since then, Wolvie comes on, he said, this is for humanitarian. People don't listen. Larry Smith and Papa G and Kevin, David, they don't listen. It's for humanitarian projects only, or to talk about funding them. Well, Wolverine has this thing, Mauricio. And he's going to be very wealthy. Mauricio will help you fund the projects. Why does Mauricio have to fund them? Go out and get yourself some Zim bonds. That funds them. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Hey, what's up? What am I doing in the morning? After I get out of bed, I have no friends at all. So I'm never going to run a motor. What? Okay. Hey, can I call you back and we'll finalize this? I'm right, almost wrapping up my show. Okay, yeah, I'll call you back in as soon as I get off the show, okay? Okay. But yeah, I'll come over tomorrow. Okay, bye. No, if I could go over there tomorrow morning around 8:30 or 9 to take care of the kids while she's going to do something. So that was my daughter. But anyway, I'm going to give you my personal opinion of where we're at. I believe we're right there. Do I think it's going to happen a fourth? I think we're finally going to see something. Now, I want to go here for a minute to do something here.
I think it would be the best holiday ever.
Yes, as Ron says, how is this going to be the best holiday ever if something doesn't happen? Now, Jeffrey, Kevin, Bill Woods, Janet, Papa G, Tony, Karen, are you going to enjoy 4th of July if something hasn't happened? And I seen something a few minutes ago, and it stated, the White House officially announced the stimulus checks of $2,410 per person have been approved starting in July. It shows 4547 actually signing the bill. It's been approved. But I don't know about you guys, but I'm sick and tired of these stimulus checks being approved and we never get anything. I'm tired of 4547 patting himself on the back. He needs to hire someone to do it for him because I'm really afraid that his joint's going to go out or something. Guys, we're going to get something. Is it going to be what we want? I definitely hope so. All aboard, buckle up. Hands and feet inside the cabin. The ride won't take long. However, where we are going is a long way from where we are now. And we won't be coming back. You have a one-way ticket, no refunds. Enjoy the journey. You are blessed to be with us today. And one of the things that I really wish I would see happen here, one of the things I really wish we would see is the fact that something does happen. Not once, not twice, but 3 times I voted for this man. Not once, not twice, but 3 times he won. I'm sure a lot of people here are the same way. But we have to get something in the right frame of mind. TNT Tony has a update supposedly coming out. If you want to know about it, 629-26. Actually, it's already been done. I haven't listened to it. I thought it was just going to happen. This is a post from Junior. The world has awakened fully, never to be misinformed again. We are one. The great awakening has happened. Fasten your seatbelts, warriors. NCSWIC, stay awake. Where we go one, we go all. I don't know if you guys have noticed that Junior is becoming a very much of a factor in everything now. He's everywhere. But be careful, Flying Eagle and David and John. Be careful. I got approached the other day by Elizabeth Warren. And she asked me, do you know about the quantum financial system? I told her, and she said, no, sir, that's not correct. I told her she could go to HE double toothpicks. It is correct. You know, it amazes me how these people think they can imitate. And why would anybody want to imitate her? The hat just locked down America permanently. June 28, 2026, 9:30 a.m. The Save America Act just passed Congress. The mainstream media is ignoring it. This isn't another bill. This is political earthquake. What just happened? The Save America Act gives the hat unprecedented power to purge federal government deep state operatives, 12,000 plus positions, declassify 847,000 classified documents, all of them, prosecute political enemies without statute of limitations, restructure entire intelligence apparatus, FBI, CIA, and NSA, control all federal spending, 8.2 trillion, fire any federal employee without cause, seize asset from corrupt officials. This is total government control. This is unprecedented power. I have been told by Capitol Hill contacts, Democrats are in complete panic. They tried to block it. They failed spectacularly. The vote, 247 Republicans plus 18 Democrats equal veto-proof majority. Even Democrats know this is over. The deep state is finished. Why this matters? The deep state just lost. They can't stop the hat anymore. They can't block his agenda. They can't protect themselves. Every corrupt official in Washington just got a death sentence. This act weaponizes the federal government against the deep state. 847,000 classified documents will be released. Every crime, every cover up, every conspiracy. The FBI agents who spied on the hat exposed. The CIA officials who orchestrated coups exposed. The judges who blocked the hat agenda exposed. The politicians who took bribes exposed. Within 30 days, declassification begins. Within 60 days, prosecutions announced. Within 90 days, arrest. Within 180 days, conviction. The domino effect. The act triggers cascading collapse. Day 1, deep state in panic. Day 7, first declassification. Day 30, 247 indictments unsealed. Day 60, trials begin. Day 90, convictions announced. Every corrupt politician, every corrupt bureaucrat, every corrupt judge, they're all going down. The global message, America taking control, the deep state finished, the patriots are in charge, and the reckoning is unstoppable. The Save America Act passed. 0628, deep state finished forever. Patriots control complete. The dominoes are falling, and they're falling fast. That was a lot to read, but it was very worth reading. Okay, let me get here. Go back here. We're going to finish tonight's show with Dinar Chronicles, the reading one. Judy Bidington. Restored Republic via GCR. Update as of June 29, 2026. Hold on. We're not going to do the Dinar Chronicles tonight. They don't have it in there. There's nothing in there to read. So I guess it was meant to be. So I'm going to talk about a couple other things, guys. I'm going to say a prayer, and we're going to call it a night because right now I'm sitting here and I need to get something cold to drink. Happy anniversary to who? Whoever's anniversary, I wish you a happy anniversary. Oh, John, is it yours? Happy anniversary, buddy. Good night. Someone is going in. David, good night. So, guys, we're at 55 minutes. I really don't have nothing else. Really all I want to talk about is vibrations, keeping your spirits up, keeping your good feelings up. I've told you this, and I've told you this, and I've told you this. I truthfully believe right now we're closer than we've ever been. I do believe this is going to be our week. I'm not going to say we're going to get everything we want, but I think we're going to get something. Isn't that what everybody wants right now? Just something, some proof that we haven't been wasting our lives. That's what I want. Just show me something. If they just want to give me that stimulus check for $2,400, okay, it's something.
They just want to let us go on the bed.
as Ron said, and this is something I wanted to cover, in Wolverine's new site about humanitarian projects, I went in there the other day and people are, well, what about this for a project? What about it? And I told the people, I says, guys, get your projects in order. Write up what you want to do. If you have to take it someplace, take it someplace. And the people will be there for you. But don't worry so much about projects. Worry about the special beds. Janet, John, Joe, Kevin, Jeffrey, Papa G. Isn't it more important to get our health? What matters if we get billions of dollars if we don't have our health? So I want to get on the beds. And that's what I think a lot of people want to get on. And I wanted to say that to end. And I'm going to say a quick prayer and then we're going to go. Dear Lord, look after us tonight. Look after us the rest of that week. And get us through this amazing week, Lord. And I know everything is in your hand. And I know this is going to be the week that you're going to make every one of us happy. Not because we're greedy and we just want the money, Lord. Because what we can do with the money to help so many people. We need to make people understand that their health and their happiness and their joy is more important than $1 million. Everybody, Lord, we're about ready to experience the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of the world. And it's all because of you. And you've chosen your leaders, and it's all because of them. And now we have to get back behind all of these and support them. In the meantime, Lord, you look after us. You look after the Moran family and help them. You look after the others who need your help and take care of them. And help us put this and bring this home so we can live heaven on earth. As I come to you, talk to you, and pray to you through our Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Good night, everyone. God bless, and we'll see you Wednesday night, if not before. Let's hope and pray we get some good news tonight or tomorrow.